Good morning, good morning, good morning, and a good Monday. It's a brand new week, and I welcome you to the Mango Grove for your daily Bitcoin and Chainlink analysis video. My name is Shawn and in today's video, we'll be doing a more higher time frame analysis on Bitcoin and also giving you guys an update on Chainlink. If you guys are interested in a more in-depth analysis on Chainlink, please check out the video we did, I think a couple of days ago. It was in, I believe, Friday. Today's video will be focused on Bitcoin with a quick update on Chainlink at the end of the video. So hey, let's go ahead and get started. Here we have Bitcoin on the weekly on Brave New Liquid Index. So it's not the updated live action. I do believe Bitcoin's sitting at around 11,580-ish right now, but this does show us the daily candle closes, and here we are seeing how the weekly closed, and boy, did the weekly close well, and no real surprise, right? I mean, I don't want to say that, hey, we know exactly what Bitcoin's going to do, but so far, things are kind of going according to plan, right? We expected Bitcoin to be defending some major levels, and to keep things simple, we're going to go ahead and turn on the Ichimoku, hide our horizontals very, very temporarily. And you can see that we've been looking for Bitcoin to defend these weekly, this weekly cloud, the top of this Kumo over here, coming in at around 11,500, and for the past weeks we've been doing just that. Yes, we dip underneath, yes, we give everybody a buy opportunity, but we have been defending two major levels and, well, getting resisted against another major level on just 2 time frames, right? All we have to do is look at only 2 time frames, guys. Higher time frames, mango time frames that keep you stress free, the weekly and the 4-day. We'll get to the 4-day in just a bit. I want to focus on the weekly at the moment, and then the monthly. Yes, the monthly, guys. It's the 31st of August. We're about to close a month, and man, is this month gonna be a cracker of a close. I do think September is gonna be it's gonna be really, really interesting, to say the least. But let's spend some time right over here on the weekly, and I do want to highlight once again, guys, the cloud has twisted green. We have a bullish TK cross. Yes, it's within the cloud, not the best. Over time, I'll be looking for this to cross bearish again, give us a buy opportunity. Now, we don't know when that buy opportunity is going to come, okay? It will come eventually in this big long cycle that we're likely gonna have, but it could be at 16,000, it could be now, it could be whenever. We will be ready for when the signs show us the opportunity, but for now, just keep that in mind, right? We do have a TK cross within the cloud, we're closing above the cloud, multiple candles, we do have a Kumo flipping green, and the last time we had this recipe, guys, was all the way back over here, right? So keep in mind, for those of you who are new to the cloud is, it tries to predict the action ahead of time, right? So it's more of a forward indicator, and you can kind of tell when the cloud flipped green and was right around here. So look at that. I'm not much of a fractal guy, but I do want to highlight some similarities over here. But bear in mind that Bitcoin was a much younger asset back over here, so the volatility was a lot crazier. But we did close above the cloud over there, spent 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks rather, and then dipped deep into the cloud. Tested that Kijun, right? Tested the Kijun, and then we drifted towards the upside. Look, the cloud flipped green, but it wasn't the end of the story. It gave people a buy opportunity and then had a massive move towards the upside, and the market cycle started. Now, am I saying that's exactly what's going to happen this time? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying keep that in mind. In fact, I'm not trading for that. Until I see the signs, I will not trade for that. And what signs are we looking for? Well, we will be looking for those signs on the lower time frame, quote unquote, and that is the 4-day, right? But again, I don't want to get to the 4-day just yet. Before we move on to the monthly, I do want to highlight again this. Let me go ahead and turn off the Ichimoku. For now, I'm going to highlight this massive bull flag, you could call it, on the macro cycle, right? Massive move. Massive pattern that Bitcoin might be putting in. Again, you could draw this as a bull flag if you want to, but it is a consolidation pattern nonetheless. Accumulation at 20,000 high with 3,000 low. testing it again right over here, the bottom of the symmetrical triangle, and now it does look like Bitcoin is closing well above it, right? We're confirming candles, confirming weekly candles of this massive construct over here above 11,000. And if you guys do remember, the major thing that I was looking for this cycle, guys, was the monthly, right? I wasn't going to be convinced until the monthly gave me what I was looking for. And hey, we might be seeing it right over here. Let me go ahead and turn on the mango ribbon, and finally closing, confirming rather. Well, we have 14 hours and 52 minutes before we confirm it, but it does look like we're going to have an open and a close above the Kijun. We're above the Kijun now, above the Tenkin, above the 10 SMA, above the 21 EMA. This is looking really good. It does look like Bitcoin does want to start a new market trend cycle above these levels over here. Doesn't mean we don't come down and test it at all. No, we could very well see a move all the way. I mean, the chart does suggest that we could come and test at least 9,000 once more. Am I looking for that? I'm not looking for it, but I'll be prepared if it does happen. Remember, we are in one of the most volatile markets, if not the most volatile markets in the world. So be ready for anything, guys. And, you know, if you're playing with leverage, size accordingly or risk manage accordingly, right? One of two things. If you're willing to see the price come all the way down to 8,000 to 9,000, well, make sure your leverage is intact, right? And if you're on the Mango C program, make sure that you're playing it in accordance with the counterparty risk. If you're doing that, then hey, everything will be fine. However, if you're playing a little tight and your leverage isn't going to account for a move all the way down to 9,000 to 8,000, make sure you have your risk management intact, right? And be sure to be able to get out without getting liquidated. You don't want that. That's not the Mango way, guys. That's not the stress-free way. Okay, so what are we looking for really over here on the monthly? The close of the Kijun was great. Now we're going to be looking for an open and a close over the Kijun, and we're going to be getting that in, well, 14 hours and 50 minutes. More importantly, guys, we were looking for Bitcoin to hold this level right over here at 10,650-ish, right? It was a key level, very key level, and Bitcoin closed over it, right? But Bitcoin also gave us a massive gift as soon as this month started. So we closed above 10,600 at the end of July, right? That was great. But just as soon as August started, we came and got a perfect retest, bounced, and never came back down there again. That in itself is bullish. That in itself should tell you guys something. That in itself is a clue as to the market participants' direction for the rest of the coming months, right? So another thing I do want to point out before we move on from the monthly over here, guys, is that I've been talking for a while now, for like months now, how Bitcoin's real major resistance has been 11,000, right? I would actually call it 10,900. So the key zone between 10,000 to 10,999 has been a value sell zone for the past few years now. If you really think about it, and look at the charts, Bitcoin has never really closed monthly candles above this zone over here, other than these two candles, other than this parabolic candle in December, right over here. So if you discount these two candles over here as the market getting completely ahead of itself, in fact, you don't even really need to discount both these candles. The fact that this candle over here got sold into so aggressively from 20,000 all the way down to underneath 11,000, you can simply say that, hey, the true resistance, okay, and this is how I've always been looking at it, the true resistance is 10,000 region, right? That entire zone, 10,000 to 10,999, has been a value sell for all the market participants. Because look at these candles too over here, guys. This parabolic market run over here too, from 3,000 all the way to 14,000. Where did it close? 10,500, 10,600, right? All of these candles, each time we poked above, got resisted. Again, look at this candle right over here, guys. The one in September 2019. Where was its high? The same candle closed. So this zone, guys, this zone that you see, I'm not sure I have it marked out well. Let me go ahead and just color it for you guys. There you go. That zone has been resistance to me, okay? I know not a lot of people are looking at this. I know a lot of other technical analysis may be either missing it completely or disagree with me because they're looking at the lower time frames. But to me, this is the big one. To me, this is what a lot of the institutional investors are going to be looking at as well. And to me, this is what got me bullish for every move, every dip in this month, right? I was going to say prior month, but hey, we haven't closed this month just yet. And look at that right now, guys. I haven't adjusted this. If you guys go back to the older videos all the way in March too, I haven't adjusted this symmetrical triangle at all. At least I don't think I have. I'm 99% sure I haven't adjusted it. And look at that wick over here. It looks like we're respecting this almost to the T. Wicked onto the top of it, closing well above it. Well, at least for now, we have 14 hours and 44 minutes to go. So yeah, I'm liking the look of this, guys. Now I'm not saying that we won't come down at all, but I do think that we might be starting up. Not might be. Probably is the better word to be using, starting a nice long-term market cycle. And hey, keeping your wits about you, not overreacting to any moves towards the downside and not overreacting to any moves towards the upside either is the key over here. And what do I mean by not overreacting to up moves as well? Well, just think back to last week, right? Everyone was getting overly bullish going into last week. Why? Because Bitcoin had a nice weekly candle close. But what was the Mango community doing? We were waiting for that 4-day candle close above 12,000. Yes, Bitcoin was living above the 12,000 zone. In fact, it got all the way up to 12,500-ish, right? But it never closed it on the 4-day, and we'll get to that in a second. And because of that, we stayed patient. Because of that, we waited for our opportunity, and because of that, we got our opportunity around $11,000 to $11,200, right? So that's what the rest of this market is going to be like, guys. People are going to be overreacting at the tops and overreacting at the bottoms when we do have down moves. It's up to you guys at the Mango community to keep your heads in check. Do it the Mango way, guys. Do it the stress-free way. As long as you have your risk management, etc. in place, don't be afraid of the markets, all right? Okay, cool. So that's the monthly. I do want to, again, quickly, since we're about to close monthly, I want to highlight a couple of things very quickly. I don't want to spend too much time, but look at these yellow horizontals over here. That's going to be a key area, right? Okay, wait, hold up. Let's take a step back. So the first yellow horizontal is coming in at around 14,800. Okay, let me adjust it a little bit. I think it's 13,800 to be honest. 14,300-ish. Okay, so somewhere around here, 14,500. Let's round off. So that's going to be key. Once we start seeing monthly candle closes above the zone over here, I'll be looking for further upside. Over here in this previous market cycle, the high was around 1,129. Can you guys believe that? Holy. Look at where we're sitting at right now. We're having $1,000 moves a day. Here, the high was 1,000. Let's extrapolate that for a little bit, right? If the high was 20,000, okay, over here, well, it could very well mean that we are going to have a phase in the later stage of this market or the next market cycle where we're going to be fluctuating $20,000 moves, right? May think that is ridiculous, but with all that's happening in the world right now, is it really? Okay, going back to what we were saying, 14,500, the high over here that we're looking at, candle close high on the monthly. Over here, candle close high on the monthly was around 11,150-ish, right? Closing and confirming candles above this started a new market cycle, pushing us a nice 20x. Over here, what was our candle close highs? Somewhere around 150. Closing and confirming a candle above it, boom. We started this massive, very quick up thrust. Didn't have much time to react, albeit, but hey, you get the picture. Again, similar story over here. Why are these lines unadjusted? Okay, maybe I drew them on a different time frame, so we'll have to look into that. Then I want to point out similar stories that these I drew on the lower time frames, the weekly and the 4-day, but this juncture over here, and the same juncture over here, guys, that we had and that we just discussed about at the 10,000 to 11,000 region. We had similar situations happen in the previous market cycles where we broke above, tested it a couple of times for a couple of months, and then boom, new market cycle. Again, broke above, tested it, closed well above it, boom, new market cycle. Doesn't need to be perfect, and again, doesn't need to be perfect. We're likely going to come in and dip underneath a little bit, who knows, and then boom, hopefully we start another brand new cycle where things get a little bit crazy. Let's see, we'll talk about numbers, but the first psychological level that I'll be looking at, everybody should be looking at, is around 50,000, right? 20,000 is likely going to be a non-factor in my opinion. Yes, we'll see some resistance, but to me, the major regions are going to be monthly closes above 11,000, which we've got, and well, 14 hours, and then after that a monthly close above 14,000 I'm going to be pretty sure if we get a monthly candle close above 14,000, I'm going to be pretty sure that we're going to blow past 20,000, right? And that's when the rest of the retailers are going to be like, oh my god, Bitcoin's back at all-time highs. And yeah, things are going to get crazy. So yeah, that's the monthly, guys. Spent more time on it than I'd like, but again, just turn on the Mango ribbon really quickly. 21 EMA, 10 SMA, and 10 coming in at around the 9,000 level. That's always been well, as long as we're above that, historically, it's been a nice market trend. Going back on over to the weekly quickly, Mango Ribbon, same story. 10 SMA coming in at the top of the symmetrical triangle that we were highlighting. So I really like that. If I don't know if we do see that test, that's going to be a gift. If we were going to see it, we'd have seen it already. But hey, who knows? Maybe this week. 21 EMA coming in at 10,000. Again, I do think that 21 EMA is likely going to come up before we come down to it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we can go on over and look at the lower time frames. And by the lower time frames, I'm talking about the 4-day and the 2-day time frame. We're not going to look at anything else today. Switch on over my tabs here. I have the 2-day. We'll come back to it in a bit. Mostly, I want to start with the 4-day time frame. Okay, as you can see, we're doing exactly what we had hypothesized a week or so ago, right? More than a week ago. We are looking at two things. Firstly, on the weekly, we are looking for the weekly to defend the top of the cloud, okay, which it did. But remember, guys, in a week, we almost have two 4-day candles. Two 4-day candles that can play out. So we said, okay, this weekly is going to eventually defend its 4-day its top of the cloud, but the 4-day time frame is likely going to meet its support levels, and we're looking at two major levels. Well, we're looking, let me switch back to the Mango Ribbon. We're looking at the 10 SMA, if it's going to hold its aggressive trend, which it has been doing for a while, or if we lose the 10 SMA, we'd then be looking towards the 10K and the 21 EMA coming in at 10,600 region, right? 10,650. And what does that line up with, guys? It lined up with our monthly close, right? Monthly level that we were looking for. But hey, the month started off with retesting 10,600, and it, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your position, right, we didn't get that retest. We didn't get the retest at 10K and the 21 EMA. If we did, so we were looking for one of two things. We either lost the 10 SMA over here, or we lose this candle close on the 4-day at around 11,300. We did neither. We defended this level over here, and it looks like we're seeing continuation. Does it mean that we're just gonna go on over to the top over here? No. We could very well see a bounce over here, get rejected once again at that 11,000. What is it? 11,900 region. 12,000 to round up, and if we do get rejected one more time, then the 10 SMA is likely going to get tested yet again, and then if we lose it, I'll be looking for that 10K test at 10,600. So now going back to the monthly picture, you can visualize this new month that will be reopening, coming down and retesting the Kijun area, right? Why not? Does it break the picture? Does it make Bitcoin bearish? No. All we're going to have is a dip down like this and possible continuation towards the upside. Okay, so going back to the 4-day, you're going to see that I have a horizontal right over here, but I should likely adjust that. This probably is the weekly horizontal. This is the horizontal that we're looking for on the 4-day time frame. Oops, there it is. Okay, cool. So we're looking at these candle closes over here, guys. That's what we're looking for on this cluster to close over. This consolidation cluster failed to close over this 12,000 region, and hey, until we do that, I'm not going to get too aggressive on any breakout play. If we start closing 4-day candles above this, it's going to be really good. But hey, I already got my position now on this 10 SMA. I'm not looking to add to my position even if we do break out. But I will be looking for continuation if we do break out and take out this high over here, even on a wick basis. So a candle close above 12,000, and even a wick, even a tick, even a dollar above 12,550, and I'll be looking for us to be testing this high over here at around 13,800. Yes, you heard me right, 13,800. We're going to see some volatility if we do see that, right? A candle close above 12,000 and a wick above 12,050-ish. Again, though, guys, these are all probability plays. This is not financial advice. Don't go and bet your freaking house on what I just said. In fact, I don't know what I'm talking about. You're likely going to lose all your money if you listen to a word I say. Just shut the video and find a different channel. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to Mango. We don't know what you're talking about. Okay, cool. So that's the 4-day time frame. I do want to highlight something else on the 2-day time frame. Remember, we've been playing the 2-day and the 4-day in conjunction to get good bids, and the 2-day 21 EMA has been really good to us, using all these time frames together to figure out when Bitcoin is going to consolidation, when Bitcoin is a good buy opportunity for longer time frame. Has played out for us ever since, well, since here. I've been using the 4-day and the 2-day. Boom. Okay, not going to go all over that right now, but I do want to point out that once again, the 2-day 21 EMA has held up, and what's been holding as resistance? The 10 SMA. Resistance, ever since we lost it. we've been holding it as resistance. Very, very simple play. If you do want to play the range, the 2-day 10 SMA and the 21 EMA are literally highlighting the range for you. You don't need to be marking any support and resistance. It could be as simple as this, as long as you let it be simple, as long as you do it the mango way, as long as you do it the stress-free way. And we shouldn't be looking for continuation until we start closing 2-day candles above this 10 SMA over here. We are sitting right up against it right now. Hey, who knows? 14 hours and 32 minutes. Bitcoin may actually close this 2-day candle right above it. If it doesn't, I'll be looking towards the middle of the range, coming in around 11,450. And after that, if we lose that as well, bottom of the range around 11,200 once again, right? So this is what I mean. It doesn't mean that just because we had a nice weekly close, and it doesn't mean that just because we're going to likely have a nice monthly close, that we shoot on over towards the upside. How did the last monthly close pan out, guys? We had a beautiful monthly close, right? Beautiful monthly close. But what happened right after? Right after, a dip down to the next monthly level at 10,650. So the patience does pay off. And the patient play, right, in my opinion, was waiting for this 10 SMA test, trying for a bid opportunity over there. If it does work out, great. And hey, it has worked out thus far. If it doesn't, you can reposition for the 10K and the 21 EMA. Or you could have waited for that $12,000 candle close. Either way, it's about being patient. And the patient plays have paid off. Okay, enough rants, enough rambles, enough of that mango analysis. Let's move on to, we can look at the 2-day quickly again. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Look at the Ichimoku. Ichimoku looking good, guys. Cloud is green. Tenkin 21, Tenkin Kijun, pretty close to price. I like that. 21 EMA, we already looked at that. 200 MA has been holding the base. Everything is looking good over here. I don't want to look at the daily. I don't want to confuse you guys today, but there are certain things interesting going on the 12-hour and the 4-hour. We'll look at that perhaps tomorrow. All right, so is it time for Link? Well, yes, I guess it's time for Link. Let's go ahead and switch on over to Link. Alright, so here we have Link USD. We will start with the USD pairing before moving on over to the BTC pairing, and we are looking at the daily time frame over here. I'm not sure if I look at the lower time frames, but hey, perhaps we will if we have time. Honestly, there's not much to speak about, right? I really do recommend you guys go ahead and watch the videos where we pretty much broke all of these horizontals down, right? I did an in-depth analysis on the weekly. I think I looked at the monthly too. No, I don't think I looked at the monthly. There's not enough price action. No, I did actually. So we looked at the weekly, we looked at the monthly, and the daily, the 12 or the 4. We did a proper in-depth analysis, and you guys will get an idea of how I break down a chart, at least through a horizontal support and resistance perspective, right? There's also trend analysis, and there's a lot of other things I do as well, but that video alone will teach you guys how to do the basics, and hey, the basics can be very, very effective. So we essentially marked out these horizontals over here. I marked out this zone over here. As you guys can see, I ignored this cluster, this deviation that I would call at the top, but that's a little bit more advanced. I wouldn't really get into that. I would just at least for today's video, I want you guys to focus essentially on this zone over here between $18 and $17.30. We looked at that as resistance, right? At the bottom, we're looking at a support at $14, right? As I want to say $13.45, but it is more like $14 right over here. And we were looking at this as a bottoming formation. Why? Because Chainlink, even though it was kind of looking weak, it looked like it was testing this over and over again. We were still maintaining the higher lows, guys. Low, low, low. And each of these lows over here were higher than the previous lows while looking at it on the 12-hour, the 4-hour, no matter what. So you could see the bullishness along this major support, along this breakout zone over here. So we were able to simply say, hey, you know what? Why not try for a trade over here, right? Because even if I'm wrong, I'll know very, very quickly, and what's the loss that I'll take? Remember, the closer you buy to the region to where you know you are wrong, the smaller your loss is going to be when you do figure out that you're wrong. So as long as Chainlink was holding these candle closes over here at around $13.90, $14, give or take, well, we could keep trying for the trade, right? And honestly, that's how accumulation happens, guys. You could simply keep accumulating along every time you see a bounce on this horizontal. That's essentially what I was doing all weekend. I wasn't, all of August really, I pretty much took a step back from, I don't want to say step back from trading, but my foot wasn't on the pedal, right? I wasn't as aggressive as I was over the past 2 to 3 months, because man, we had such such a good 3 months of trading, man. Like, I didn't want to be over trading. I wanted to take a step back and, you know, just take a breather and be like, okay, enjoy the victory. Just take take a step back and look at the bigger picture. But at the same time, when the market's giving you opportunity like this, it's really hard as a trader to not, you know, just try your trading hand. And this is what I mean by, you know what, I'm willing to be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong, and that's one of the things that will set you apart from other traders, guys. As soon as you're mentally able to say, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It doesn't matter. I'm willing to take the loss. And was I feeling comfortable buying here? I'm never comfortable, to be honest. When I'm buying into support and resistance, I'm never comfortable. When I'm, of course, selling to resistance or buying to support. Trading is not about being comfortable, guys. It's about being stress-free. There's a big difference. There's a big difference, and people don't understand that. You're often going to be uncomfortable, but then it bounces like this, and you're going to be very comfortable after, and that's how you end up in a stress-free position. Okay, so enough of that ramble. Damn, I'm rambling way too much today. I guess that's a good way to start off the week. So we're looking at the top of the, again, quick recap, top of the zone over here, $18, bottom of the zone, $14, middle of the zone was around $15.44, right? How do we get this? Essentially, there are two ways you could do it. You could simply just use a measuring tool and be like, okay, I'm going to mark out somewhere around the middle of the support and resistance, 50% in, or you could dive in, look at the 12-hour, look at the 4-hour, and find a region that confluences with the middle of the zone, right? So I think in the video, we didn't really use the measuring tool. We pretty much found something. Yeah, we are looking at this symmetrical, yes, I do remember now. We're looking at the symmetrical triangle right over here, right? Do you guys remember this? We were talking about how, hey, this could very well break to either side, blah, blah, blah. But just remember that even though a lot of people are looking at this as the descending triangle and how it was going to break towards the downside, some FUD or something like that, I don't know. But over here at Mango, we keep our biases in check, and we are neither bullish or bearish, right? We are trend traders, and the trend on the longer time frame, on the weekly, the monthly, the daily, has been towards the upside. So we lean towards the upside, and we hope for more trending moves as long as the trend is towards the upside, right? And even this consolidation right over here, symmetrical triangle, could have very well broken towards the downside. And it was completely fair to be looking at this as a descending triangle, but you only play it if it breaks towards the downside, right? I would not play this towards the downside until this breaks towards the downside, because the overall trend is towards the upside. At the flip side, I'm willing to buy the consolidation and shoot towards the upside for the very same reason, because the overall trend is towards the upside. Okay, so let me break that down for you guys. More rambling. So if you guys are bored, just find a different channel. You're going to find that a lot over here. If the trend, okay, let's mark A and B. Okay, if the trend is towards the upside, right? Okay, I mean, let me just draw this as an up arrow. If the trend is towards the upside, I am willing to buy a consolidation towards the upside. Okay, if the trend is towards the upside, I am not willing to buy a consolidation towards the downside. So what does that mean? I'm not willing to play a descending triangle break, right? But I am willing to play a symmetrical triangle break towards the upside. That's what I mean. Okay, so note this down. That's how I play it, and this puts the probability in my side. Does it work out each and every time? No, it doesn't, right? Sometimes, like, I'll buy it and the trend will end. Like, this could have very well broken towards the downside, and it could have ended up being a cascading effect of the daily trend ending, the 12-hour trend ending, etc. You guys get the idea. But I'll keep playing the probabilities, and over the long term, I'm profitable, right? And over the long term, my account keeps going up. Okay, so we were looking, again, this was supposed to be a quick recap, so much for that. We were looking at this ascending triangle break. We marked out this horizontal over here. Please go ahead and watch the previous video. We broke towards the upside, as you can see. Look how beautiful Chainlink is, guys. Look how beautiful Chainlink is. Keep in mind, I haven't adjusted the chart at all since that video, eh? Haven't adjusted the chart at all. But we have done both. We have, one, respected this descending trend line over here. You can see we closed, retested it, and slid across it, broke towards the upside, right? Finally broke towards the upside, retested the horizontal right over here, and then had continuation. Came, tested this a high level resistance over here on the daily, failed to close a daily candle above. And look at this, guys, which is why you treat a daily level as a daily and you respect it, right? Just because we closed the 4-hour above it, it doesn't mean that we took it, right? This is a daily level, a daily zone. We closed the 4-hour above it, gave it back immediately, rejected it, retested it, and down move, right? Do we come back all the way down over here? I don't know. I don't care. We are likely instead going to be putting in a high low somewhere around here and keep the continuation of the trend. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so I hope this video helped you guys. If not, leave a comment down below. I mean, I don't know what I could say if this video didn't help you. Maybe give me tips on how I could help you guys in the next video. Either way, guys, throw it a like, throw a subscribe. Let me know if you guys want more videos like this where I ramble more often, or do you guys want me to keep it only for the Mondays? Maybe our Mondays could be our Monday ramble days. My name is Shawn Dexter. I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.